Hello students, in this video I am discussing few more important and expected question from ecology part for your competitive exams. This video may help you prepare for competitive exams. So before to that, please subscribe my channel for next coming videos. Today's first important question is organisms which can tolerate the wider range of environmental temperature are called. Options are euryhaline, eurythermal, stenothermal, stenohaline. Here, before to selecting the right answer, you have to know the meaning of all those options. Then you are able to select the right answer. Here, the right answer for this question is second option, that is eurythermal. What is the meaning of eurythermal organisms? The organisms which are able to tolerate the wider range of environmental temperature. Those are referred as eurythermal. So here the right option is second one. Then what is the meaning of euryhaline? The euryhaline organisms are those which are able to tolerate the wide range of salinity. Those are referred as euryhaline. Next, what is the meaning of stenothermal? The stenothermal organisms are those which are only able to tolerate the narrow range of environmental temperature. So, eurythermal organisms are able to maintain the wide range of environmental temperature, but the stenothermal organisms are only able to maintain the narrow range of temperature. Next, what is the meaning of stenohaline? The stenohaline organisms are those which are only can tolerate the narrow range of salinity. Those organisms are referred as stenohaline. So here in that question, the organisms which can tolerate the wide range of environmental temperature. So the right answer is eurythermal. Next question is growth of population is due to. Then options are, first one is natality and emigration, natality, immigration, mortality, emigration. Next one is mortality and immigration. Here the question is growth of population is due to. So the population growth is depend on various factors. In that mortality, natality, emigration, immigration, population density, so many are there. Okay, here the right answer is second option, that is natality and immigration. So here you have to know the meaning of natality, emigration, immigration and mortality. So first the meaning of natality is birth rate. Natality refers to birth rate. The total number of organisms added to the population at a particular period at a particular area. So that is natality. In the simple words, natality is nothing but it is a birth rate. And what is the meaning of mortality? Mortality is nothing but it is a death rate. Okay. So next, immigration. So what is the meaning of immigration? Immigration refers to it is the inward movement of organisms. Okay. It is the inward movement of organisms from a same populations which are present elsewhere. So that adds the individuals to a particular population. Next, what is the meaning of emigration? Emigration is nothing but it is the outward movement of organisms to the same population. Immigration is the inward movement. Emigration refers to the outward movement of organisms to a same population. So here always the natality and immigration increases the individual number of a particular population. So that's why the growth of the population obviously increases. Okay, so that's why here the right answer is natality and immigration. That is second option. Second option is the correct answer for this question. Next, mortality and immigration. So these two factors decreases the population growth because here the individuals go out from the particular population. So that's why obviously the population growth rate decreases. So that's why the right answer is second one, that is natality and immigration. Here before selecting the right answer you have to know the meaning of all those options. Then only you are able to identify the right answer for a particular question. Okay, for the competitive exams you have to know about one thing. That is, before selecting the right answer you have to eliminate the wrong answers. Okay, then only you are able to identify the right answers. Then you have to score well. Next question is, population ecology is known as. Here the options are demography, sin ecology, autoecology. Next one is community ecology. Here question is, population ecology is known as. The right answer is autoecology, because the ecology includes the two branches. In that the first one is autoecology and next one is sin ecology. Autoecology is also referred as population ecology and sin ecology is also referred as the community ecology. Always the autoecology deals with the population dynamics and it will explain about the population growth and its size. Next, the sin ecology, one more name for this sin ecology is community ecology. Both are same. Sin ecology and community ecology, those both are same. Here the right answer is the third option, that is autoecology. And what is the meaning of autoecology? It is the interrelationship among the organisms of a same species and their interaction with surrounding environment. So that is called autoecology. Next question is, age pyramid of a stable population is. Here the options are, first one triangular, second one bell shaped, third one is urn shaped, last one is inverted triangle. Here the right answer you have to select. First you have to understand the question. The age pyramid of a stable population. So what is age pyramid then? The age pyramids are the diagrammatic representation of number of individuals of a different age groups. Based on the shape, the populations are of different types. What? Based on the age pyramid shape, the populations are of different types. In that the first one is stable population, declining population and growing population. So what is the meaning of growing population? Here the meaning of growing population is, always the growing population includes the more number of pre-reproductive age groups than the post-reproductive and reproductive age groups. Always in the age pyramids, the pre-reproductive age groups are present at the basal part and reproductive age groups are present at the middle part and the post-reproductive age groups occupies the topper part of a age pyramids. So here the growing population shows the triangular shaped age pyramid and the stable population is one which includes almost the pre-reproductive and reproductive age groups numbers same. That means the number of reproductive and pre-reproductive age groups are equal in number compared to the old group, that is compared to the old post-reproductive age groups. So that's why the stable population shows the bell-shaped age pyramid. Here the stable population shows the bell-shaped age pyramid, and the declining population is 1, which shows the maximum number of the reproductive age groups compared to the pre-reproductive and post-reproductive age groups. So that's why the declining population shows the urn-shaped age pyramid. So here you have to select the right answer. The question is, the age pyramid of a stable population is, I told already, the stable population always shows the bell-shaped age pyramid in that middle one. That means the pre-reproductive and reproductive age group individuals are almost same. So that's why the age pyramid appears a bell shape. So here the right answer is second option, that is bell shaped. Next important question is, the term ecology was given by. The options are, first option A.G. Tansley, second option Ernst Haeckel, third option Ramdev Mishra, last one is Darwin. Here the term ecology was given by. The right answer is Ernst Haeckel. The first time in the 1869 the Ernst Haeckel given the term ecology. Next, the term ecosystem was given by. Okay, that ecosystem term was given by A.G. Tansley. Okay. Next, Ramdev Mishra, he is called father of Indian ecology. Next, Darwin. Darwin is the father of evolution. So here the right answer for this question, that is Ernst Haeckel. He given the term ecology. The second option is right one. Second one is a right answer for this question. Next question. Brood parasitism is seen in. The options are fishes, birds, amphibians, reptiles. Here the brood parasitism is one of the interaction between the organisms, especially it is the interspecific interaction. Here the best example for this brood parasitism is birds. Always the birds shows the brood parasitism. For example, the one of the bird, quails, lays the eggs in the nest of crows. So that is the best example for the brood parasitism. What is the meaning of parasitism? It is one of the interspecific interaction in which the organisms, the two organisms, in that first organisms gets benefited and another organisms remains neutral, means neither affected nor harmed. That is neither benefited or harmed. So that is the parasitism. Population interactions are of different types, that is mutualism, commensalism, amensalism, parasitism, competition and predation. So this is related to the parasitism interaction. So here the right answer is second option, that is birds. Usually the brood parasitism is seen in birds. Therefore second one is the right answer for this question. Next question is, some snails and fishes undergo. The options are, first one hibernation, diapause, migration, and the last option is estivation. The correct answer for this one is hibernation. Why? What is the meaning of hibernation, diapause, migration and estivation? So here, before selecting the right answer, you have to know the meaning of all those things. So always the snails and fishes undergoes the winter sleep in order to escape from the adverse environmental conditions. Okay, so some of the organisms undergoes the summer sleep, some of the organisms undergoes the winter sleep. So some of them are undergoes the migration process, some of them are undergoes the diapause process in order to escape from the unfavorable conditions. When the favorable conditions reappears, they will continue their life cycles. So here the snails and fishes are the group of organisms those shows the winter sleep process. So that winter sleep process is also called hibernation process. During the winter season, they will stop their all activities. When the favorable conditions reappears, then they will continue their life cycle activities. So that process is nothing but hibernation. The hibernation is nothing but the winter sleep. Next, what is the meaning of diapause? So diapause is the one of the adaptation in which the some of the organisms like diatoms and some of the smallest organisms, they will stop their life activities up to certain period. When there is a presence of adverse environmental conditions, they will stop their life activities. So that process is nothing but diapause. And migration, it is one of the adaptation. Here the some of the organisms like birds, they will migrate to the favorable area up to certain period for their survival. When the favorable conditions reappears, they will come back to their native places. So that process is migration. And the last one is estivation. So estivation is also called the summer sleep. In this estivation process, some of the organisms during the summer season, they will undergo the only sleeping process in order to escape, in order to survive in presence of unfavorable conditions. So that is estivation. So here the snails and fishes always shows the winter sleep process, that is hibernation process. So that's why here the right answer is hibernation process. Okay, students, till now I have discussed some of the important questions. In the next days, in the later videos, I will discuss the next few more questions, expected questions for competitive exams. Okay, thank you. Please subscribe my channel for the next coming videos. Thank you.